All right, time to react to Inside Star Citizen Alpha 4.1.1 Mission Compossible.
I like making missions because it's an intellectual challenge and it's a creative challenge. I like playing through the content and seeing things through a player's eyes and trying to craft an experience.
Do you think players like missions?
I hope players like missions.
We love missions. We love good missions. Entertaining missions.
In Alpha 4.1.1, we are going to be dropping about 60 new missions, and it's going to be our biggest drop since 4.0. Let's start with our big headliner, Hunt the Polaris. Hunt the Polaris is a mission where the Frontier fighters have stolen a UEE Polaris, which was bound for Invictus, and they're trying to escape with it and get it back to Pirate. Your job is to stop them.
We can't let them get away.
In order to stop them, you are chasing them around Stanton. You have to search for them, you have to ambush them, you have to defend other ships from them as well as they continue on their path to Pyro.
When you encounter the Polaris, it won't be alone. It will have some Frontier fighter friends as backup.
Let's get the hell out of here.
What's really cool about this mission is you don't even have to do it alone.
The Polaris quantumed away.
The UE have sent their own guys as well, and there's a hammerhead that, if you keep alive, will help keep you alive too. I think it'll be a really good test of just how strong your friends are, and yourself too.
Next, there are 12 different patrol contracts split between Headhunters and Foxwell.
Foxwell being the faction that gives
These
you
are
the
my
legal
favorite,
version of
the
these
patrol
missions,
missions.
and Headhunters will give you the illegal version.
Foxwell Enforcement, they've hit hard times, so their background checks and whoever they hire is a bit more loosey-goosey.
Headhunters
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's
are
crazy.
now
That's a
operating for the
And whoever they hire is a bit more loosey-goosey.
That's pretty good. That's a pretty good model.
Headhunters are now operating for the first time in Stanton. The Headhunters want you to patrol an area of space that they consider their own and make sure their interests are allowed to operate safely.
The patrol missions in 4.1.1 are a little different than our standard missions. We wanted a mission that was not linear. You will go to a point throughout space, and it will run.
Whoa, that's a tease. Dude, what?
It
Time
was
out.
not linear. You will
Asgard? Anvil? Yeah, that's it. Holy crap. I wonder if they're going to show this. That's crazy. This has been rumored for a while now. This leaked, the Anvil Asgard. This is clearly based on that image right there, this is clearly the Valkyrie variant. So yeah, we did get a tease of this in the Invictus video last week that came out. You only see like the thruster very briefly. I'll put that on screen just so you can see it, what I'm talking about. But yeah, this is wow, that's a big, I like that they did that.
will go to a point throughout space, and it will randomly generate between our pool of current objectives.
Oh wow, there it is. Holy crap. Okay, cool. What? What a way to reveal the ship, dude. Oh my god.
And it will randomly generate between our pool of current.
Wow. Okay, so this is so they shifted the engine onto higher nacelles. It looks like it's about the same size as a Valkyrie though. So
Objectives. Currently there's
it's got extra thrusters. So wonder if I wonder what if we're gonna get any details on this ship.
4 objectives that it can generate between. So you'll go to point number 1. It will pick between one of
What is this on top?
those 4 objectives for you to complete. Once you complete it,
the interior, the cockpit design is much improved over the Valkyrie base. I've always liked the Valkyrie because it has this window down at the bottom, so you can, if you add like an eye tracker, you could look down and makes it a little bit easier to land in first person.
it will send you to another point in space where it will generate another objective, and so on until you've completed 3 points.
How is this the revealing the ship though? That's so crazy.
Objective 1 is a traditional kill all the ships that appear. That doesn't really require any more explanation. Objective 2 is protect a ship that's under attack from the bad guys. Objective 3 is a new objective called Search and Destroy. And Objective 4 is what we're calling the empty objective.
Not seeing anything.
Where you show up and actually nothing happens.
Yeah, so I think that's like honestly the only new mission that they have within these, because it's really just a combination of missions that we've seen in the PU before, but they're just objectives within a single mission, which makes it a little bit more interesting. Plus they are well, I won't say I think it's a lot more interesting for them to do it this way, because it does feel like a patrol. Like you're going to a point, when you get there, it might be the search and destroy, it might be the defend, it might be the attack mission. Like it could be you show up, you scan, nothing is in the area, and the mission giver asks you to move to the next objective. So because there is variety within the mission, because it has multiple objectives, and the order of those objectives changes each time you take the mission, it doesn't get as stale as quickly. Highly repeatable. The progression is pretty solid. Like orange level contracts are pretty comfortable for solo players. Red is more for groups because of just the volume of combatants that you'll face there. But overall, I like the mission design. It is definitely a major step up, and I want to see more missions like this. Not just for combat, but like across the board. Every profession within the game should have these multiple objective based missions, or just a variety of mission types. I think that would be very refreshing.
I have to say that so people don't think it's a bug. Search and Destroy is a new objective that we've created. We wanted an objective that was less heavy on combat.
The player will go to the location and they'll receive a certain number of areas to discover. It's up to the player to go there and ping and scan with their ship scanners and discover what's going to happen. The player may discover friendly probe, that's one of the UEEs. You're just going there to make sure it's all operational.
Everything is in order.
Or you may discover that there's a hostile one. It's been hacked by another organization and you're there to destroy it.
Seems this satellite's been hacked by outlaws. You're gonna have to take it out.
In some cases, if you destroy it, then the people who own the satellite won't be very happy with you, so they'll QT in and start attacking you.
Yep. And
We're hoping that
usually happens
if
at the
this
higher
mission
levels.
goes over well, we can slowly
Orange
add
level.
to that pool to make Patrol a sort of mission that will continue to expand upon until we have, say, 15 or 20 random objectives that can trigger. But really, we're only going to do that if you guys like it, so let us know how you feel.
I'm Lucas Baransko, but my students call me Gil.
I wonder,
Long-time players might remember.
Is his picture, I don't know, because I haven't played the current PTU that came out last night, but the voice call, the video call hasn't been working on any of these contracts from my testing, and I test these every day. I'll probably hop in after I finish editing this video, but I am curious to know if these video calls are actually working now in the current PTU.
But my students call me Gilly.
Long-time players might remember Gilly from the tutorial from way back in the day. Gilly is a very experienced combat veteran. It was really good to have him in the game the first time round.
Gilly also appears in 3 new Invictus training exercises, where you'll be able to be shown what a patrol mission could be like.
Prepare to engage.
This is not a tutorial, but it is a series of increasingly difficult combat scenarios.
These 3 missions are so that the player can feel like they're part of the UEE, so that they can get a taste of what it's like to be part of the organization that protects Stanton.
Congrats on completing another part of your course.
These are just here while the Invictus event is on to add a little bit more flavor.
It would be cool if we got like an Invictus related award for
There
doing
are
that.
also now 12 new ambush contracts.
They're very simple.
Also split
They're not
between Foxwell and
Too
Headhunters.
challenging.
An ambush mission is where you lie in wait for your target to appear before striking them fast and hard.
So it's a mission for.
No, for tactical masterminds. So Foxwell is giving these ambush missions because they are being paid by outside contractors to take down dangerous individuals around the Stanton and Pyro systems, which are causing trouble for their clients.
Nice. Done.
And Headhunters, well, they just ambush anyone. They want stuff.
When you get to the ambush location, you will be asked to hide inside a new high emission zone.
Which means that the enemy can't detect you when they jump in.
I've got
So
comments,
first there's a
but I'm
wave
gonna
of
save them.
scouts that shows up, and they're going to scan for their valuable transport to arrive on time. And since they don't detect you, they give the all clear. The target arrives, and that's the moment you jump out of the high emission zone, which will make you appear on radar, but it's too late for them to escape, and that's when you take down the cargo hauler. I'm really excited about these missions because the high mission zones will unlock further options for anyone to make really cool missions, both PvE and PvP related.
Okay, so my only comment, I'm gonna try to keep this brief, is the ambush missions don't feel like ambushes because the high emission zone is a set location within the area that you're supposed to be ambushing the target, and you have to go there. You're given a marker to go there, and all you have to do is, if your ship's emissions are higher than like 50k across the board, that's cross section, EM, and IR. If your emissions are above 50k, then you need to reduce them below 50k, and then you will be masked. What would make it feel more like an ambush is if these emission areas are more numerous, so that you have a choice on where you want to hide and ambush. What also would be cool is if you were required to scan ships, because let's say that this is I'd much rather this be in a not necessarily a high traffic area, but if there were more ships that jumped in and out of the area while you're doing this mission, and you had to scan them and verify the target before you ambushed, that would make this feel like an ambush, because not every ship that, let's say, jumps in is necessarily your target. Like, it could be some friendlies, it could be, you don't know. So the whole point is to make sure that you're going after the right target. And when you do, that would make it feel more like an ambush, because there is an opportunity to fail. To me, from my opinion, is that the mission doesn't offer too many opportunities to fail because it's way too on rails. Like, you go there, you power down, you wait. There's a timer that counts down to the point where the scout ship will show up. Once the scout ship shows up, you hear them on the comm. Then I think they say something like checking the area out, and then a couple seconds pass, and then they'll give the all clear, and then your mark will jump into the area. Then you go into attack just like they said, which for me eliminates any real risk of failure, especially after your first attempt. In the case that you were too overzealous and attack the first ship, which is the scout ship, then the mission will fail. But once you make that mistake the first time, it'd be difficult. It's difficult for me to imagine someone's going to make that multiple times, that same mistake. So, doing things that just adding more ships to the mission would make it a lot more engaging for me, because there's an increased risk of failure. Like I said, if there are different types of ships that jump in, and let's say it might be the first ship, could be the fifth, you don't know. You have to scan to make sure that you are hitting the right target. And then once you get the right, kind of like the search and destroy missions, where when you go to the satellite, you scan it. And once you get a positive ID on the target, then you get the mission marker to pop up on the target and you can go and attack. That would feel more like an ambush. As it stands, it's kind of like you're just shooting fish in the barrel. So, I mean, it technically classifies as an ambush, but I don't think that's what that's what a lot of players have in their mind when they think of an ambush. I think they want something that feels a little bit more engaging. It would be cool to see, like, maybe one group hops in and it's a convoy of ships, and that convoy maybe is friendly and your mark's not there, so they pass, but you have to stay within the mission area and scan these targets as they come into view to make sure that you are actually attacking the correct target. That's my feedback on the mission. I'm going to get back to the episode.
Many of these new missions have a chance to spawn an ace pilot.
Scouts just picked up a ship that we've tagged as extremely dangerous.
They are either aligned with the headhunters or the UEE.
They're not extremely dangerous.
You won't always know when they're going to arrive. So they will always be
like
a sort of rogue variable inside those missions that you'll have to deal with.
Talking about their skill level.
Oh yeah, their skills crank. I can't crank it any harder. That's what I'm thinking. So skilled is definitely their name.
And if you are lucky enough to be able to take him out, you can loot his corpse and he will have some considerable amount of guild scrip on him. These scrip are in-game items that you can pick up and collect. You are getting 1 scrip for the council and 1 scrip for the mercenary guild. And you can use them as currency for collector missions.
This is very cool. That is
really wants.
I love that.
Script.
My only feedback is
as
just
part of Invictus,
I hope to see
we are adding our very first ones as a kind of scavenger hunt around the halls.
I hope to see a Wicklow
We're also giving
vendor
them
for
away
Mercenary
as
Guild,
mission
for the
rewards
console,
for the
and
new
for all of the
combat
other
missions.
Guilds
so there will
within the
be
game
even more ways to get those new collector ships.
that have unique items
also
that you
new
can trade
ships
in
this patch,
for the
but
script.
I
What
don't know
that you can
what
trade
they
the scripts for.
I do.
And I know that's just a
Of course,
that is the goal.
wouldn't
I
be
know that that's the
Invictus
case, but
without
it's
visiting
cool
the
to see
Invictus
that this is the
halls.
direction that they're headed in.
This year's Invictus Launch Week returns to Area 18. As you're in the shuttle and approaching the Bevic Convention Center, you get met with the new slogan of this year's Invictus.
Defending the future.
As you walk out of the shuttle, we walk into the lobby and we take the elevator down. We get met with the beautiful hologram of the mighty Idris itself. As we're walking further into the halls, you'll be able to find all the new ships for this year's Invictus.
There's the tag. So I wonder
We can
if
see
today's
that
update
this
they'll
year's
have all of
Invictus
these
looks a
in
little
there.
bit different than what we're used to. This year Invictus will not feature different daily layouts, but instead has a better, well-crafted layout for the entire duration of Invictus. We can see that there's extra care being taken in the presentation of the ships. This really shows the might of the UEE.
Yeah, the layout
At the
this year
entrance
is
of
so
the halls,
good.
we can see the rental kiosks. This is where you'll this
Wait,
year be
hold
able
on,
to
is that
rent
the,
the very extra
the new
care being
Guardian?
taken in the presentation of the ships. This really shows the might of the UEE.
Guardian MX.
At the entrance of the halls, we can see the rental kiosks. This is
That
where
looks like it has 4
at
guns.
the entrance of
Or are those missiles? What are those right there? Is it all missiles? Maybe it's just missiles.
the halls, we can see the rental kiosks. This is where you'll this year be able to rent the various ships. Make sure to return to these kiosks as they are on a daily/bi-daily rotation.
Ah, okay.
Invictus this year is not just about ships, but it's about the way that you customize your ships, how you create your own experience with your vehicles.
Oh, interesting. Wait a second. So these are new models because currently these are the flight blades, if you aren't aware. But they are all the last build I played, they were all like one color. They didn't have any branding. I saw that this one had RSI on it.
With your vehicles.
So that's new. So I wonder if in the current PTU that was released last night, or in the upcoming release, will we have these newer models? And I wonder if all the ships will be
and how you
now.
truly make your vehicles your own.
What the heck is this? What is this? What? This is cool. I like this. Gray Cat. Oh, is this the thing? This I remember this. This was teased at IAE. No, CitizenCon. This is one of the future vehicles.
So let's check out the Idris tour at Area 18 Central. As you walk and you look up, you can already see that the Idris is hanging straight above. We'll go towards the IO North Tower and take the elevators up. As we continue over the platform, we get met with the Idris itself. Please take some time to explore. I'm super excited about Invictus this year. I think we've done something a little bit unexpected.
Those are new models. They didn't look like this. These are new torpedoes. That looks like infrared. This is probably... These are IR cross-section, I'd imagine. I mean, not IR. This is probably EM, and then this is cross-section, probably.
Invictus this year, I think we've done something a little bit
just
unexpected.
Because of the color coding.
I think the way that everything came together really clicked this year. I hope that the players will also see the care and love that we put into making this year's Invictus special.
Overall, 411 is a big suite of ship combat content. It's been a little while since we've gotten to do something like this. We've heard some of the criticism that sometimes we're FPS citizen, and we hope this goes some way
That's
to help
hilarious.
address it.
Who the heck thinks we're FPS
How do you feel
citizen?
having this patch sit on your shoulders?
I think combat
it's
citizen is
a lot of
probably
pressure,
more
but it's also very
accurate,
very motivating. There's a lot of work to do, but we know we can do it. Just got to get it done.
Nice. It's a cool shot.
And as you can see, this year's Invictus is going to operate just a little differently than years
That shot
before.
might be the
Now, in
thumbnail,
addition to
not
the
gonna
more
lie.
than 60 new mission contracts being added to Alpha 411, there's also a new way to earn secondary currency for Wicklow and, in the future, his guild brethren, new ace pilots to test the mettle of our greatest flyers, and then, of course, our first tour of the Idris Peacekeeper and a more robust convention center than ever before. One that loses the rotating inventory to highlight all the ships arriving at this year's event simultaneously. There's also those new flight blades y'all have been talking about online, and even some weapon and item packs that'll let you breathe new life into existing vehicles like never before. You can learn all about that stuff on the robertspaceindustriescom website as the event starts proper on May 15th. And then it continues to cycle through all of our manufacturers every 2 days until the end of the event. That part stays the same. For Inside Star Citizen, I'm Jared Huckabee. Thanks for letting us share the people and process of game development with you, and we'll start learning about the last 4 vehicles making their debut at this year's event next week. And then the week after. It's a 2-week thing.
Okay, so got more behind the ships episodes next week and the week after. That makes sense because that'll be during Invictus.
1 minute later. Oh, and before I forget, the ISC team is hiring. We're looking for 2 more of the game capture folks. You know, those people that make the B-roll and stuff. You get to work in the most broken builds imaginable for like weeks before Evocati, and they're on NDA. So, and then you have to try to make unfinished stuff look great. It's legit some of the hardest work that we've got. But boy, is it cool and fun, and you get to work with some of the best people. Not me, but others. You know, you can find the listing at cloudimperiumgames.com/jobs. Hopefully it's right there at the bottom. Yeah, that'll do it.
Oh my God, dude.
Okay, that's it.
All right. That was a great episode. That feels like the first real Inside Star Citizen. That's probably not accurate. I know we've had ISCs this year, but it's been such a slow year for video content because of just the overall direction of the game this year, them focusing on playability, stability, all that jazz. We've heard that all year. In game, it's paying off, but the video content is definitely suffering. But you let me know what you think in the comments down below about everything in this video, anything I may have missed. Yeah, like I always say, peace, love, blessings, and may the force be with you always.